Hello, my gorgeous Cancerians. You see, I have to say something to you that the 17th of July is going to be really a significant date when it comes to you and when it comes to your particular spiritual journey, because what exactly is going to happen on the 17th July, it is all about your particular recognition. This recognition is going to mean everything to you. This recognition is going to be very significant to you when it comes to you and everything you have been focusing on, and especially in the past 24 months. Now the 17th of July is just going to be not only about your recognition, not only about your achievement, but it's also going to be a fantastic unfoldment of events which is going to happen straight after that. What is also going to happen with this unfoldment of events is also going to be an opportunity that you are going to have, an opportunity that is going to arise through this situation. It's just going to be literally very significant for you, because indeed it's going to help you on one hand to speed up the certain processes, and on another hand it is going to be everything literally about the swift activity that you are going to have. The swift activity that you are going to have after that moment, after that point, is going to be really good, and most certainly it is going to be the beginning of something really big. What else I was going to say about the 17th of July is that there is going to be also a time, a moment when you're going to be like tested a little bit, and all you need to do and all you must do is just stay committed to the task at hand. Stay committed to everything which you have been committed so far, and especially when it comes like a moment like when you're going to think like, oh my god, no, just remember, like a lot of pressure and things like that, like nervousness, just remember that you are going to be indeed tested by the universe. And when we are tested by the universe, you know, at the same time there is a really big moment about to unfold, but then at the same time your spirit and your spiritual journey is about to evolve on the whole new level. And this is why at the same time you are going to be tested, because this is purely going to be down to your particular spiritual journey and your karma. And all you need to do is just keep on focusing to the task at hand, and you're going to do absolutely well. Basically, the point is just keep your concentration levels where they should be, and even at those moments and those times when you're not too sure what to do, when you think that, you know, the things are really changing, you know, it is not going to be like that. It is just going to be complete opposite, but it's all going to be the part of the test at the same time. And you know, let me tell you that you are about to rediscover yourself. This is going to be an important day. This is going to be an important date, because your spirituality is just going to be at its peak. You're going to rediscover yourself, and the way you're going to rediscover yourself, it is just going to be lots of ideas that you're going to also have. You're going to be the part of the situations that you wouldn't think that you would be, and this is just going to be one of those things that are going to be very significant at around this time, because I said, you know, just like a basic, stay committed to the task at hand, whatever it is, whatever you are doing, and you will see it is just going to take you somewhere completely different. And this indeed is going to be absolutely fantastic new starting point for you. Let me tell you something, also don't rush into any decisions or anything like that. Just take it easy, take it slowly, and don't rush into any decisions. This is what I want you to say. On another hand, what else I want you to say that is actually going to happen on the 17th of July, that is actually going to reflect on the whole month, and it is just going to be rather the beginning. It is just going to be the balance that you are going to have, and the balance that you are going to have, it is going to be very significant when it comes to your spirituality and what you do, your work and things like that. And please on the 17th of July, or after this point, or the 18th of July, or even 19th of July, all these 3 days are going to be very significant for you to make sure that you are paying attention to like a spirituality, like your grounding, like a yoga, tai chi, and any lessons that you may take, just try to take it, or like any reconnection or connection with the nature, like a grounding, you know, especially grounding by the water if possible. If not by the water, then just grounding by the tree, or using the tree energy and things like that. It will be absolutely fantastic for you. Okay, on another hand, what else I was going to say, when it comes to the actual number, it is number 3 that is going to be very significant, okay? My name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Cancerians, and it's for July 2019. So it's for you, my beautiful Cancerians, and it's for July 2019. So you have got a number 3 as in numerology. Number 3, it's a very powerful number. Number 3 is also trying to let you know that you're actually going to deal with an issue that you're not going to like at all, and this issue is something that has been bothering you for a while. This is very personal, this is very private, this is something that you don't normally talk to people about and things like that. And the bottom line is that this issue was very significant in the past 3 years. It's just almost like you needed to wait for the certain amount of time to pass. You needed, because now you're going to reach a very important point when you're going to have a really powerful combination of your spirituality and of your, all other levels, what you do and what you're focusing on, your work-life balance, and this is going to be very strong. On another hand, this is going to reflect on you in such a way where you're going to be able to project and have a really powerful mental picture. On another hand, that mental picture is going to be the point where you're going to actually come to terms with a certain issue, and there is going to be the conclusion to the problem that was just bothering you for such a long time. And the problem is, this problem, believe me or not, the bottom line is that it was kind of stopping you from motivation. It was blocking your motivation, it was blocking you, and it was preventing you to move on with your life. And this really happens. Sometimes we actually go through things that we don't even and we are thinking about things and we are worrying about things, and we don't actually notice how much energy this actually drains from us. And when the energy is drained from us in such a way, in such a sense, then when we are trying to focus, when we try to stretch our mind, when we try to focus on the future planning and things like that, there are lots of things and lots of parts of our future actually clouded because of this, you see. And it is just basically one step at a time that we need to deal with certain things, and if we don't, then it is just kind of something is going to happen. The universe is going to do something, your spirit guides are going to do something, your angels are going to do something, just to try to make you to pay attention to the certain stages of your life where you should actually shed a light a little bit in order to see it, and in order to deal with it, and in order to do something about it, and in order to move on. Let me tell you something, that July is an important month because purely you have number 3. So number 3 is just so much to actually talk about, but especially it's just like something that you didn't expect. It's just going to become the part of your everyday life, but it's most certainly going to be an achievement, a great achievement, big achievement, good achievement, which is going to, on another hand, help you to move on with your life. There is that problem, so there is going to be the conclusion with that problem that you had, which is absolutely brilliant. This is going to make you feel really good. This is going to make you feel really happy. This is going to make you feel really ecstatic, and this is going to reflect on you and on your health, because this is the month of energy. This is the month of a really good vibrations that you are going to have. And then on another hand, it is just all about the compromise. It is all going to be down to compromise. You're going to need to make a certain compromise with a certain person, and that is going to reflect on another hand on a certain situation. So that compromise is going to be absolutely brilliant, because most certainly it is going to really, really, really inspire you. On one hand, you're going to kind of surprise yourself in the best possible way, but on another hand, this is going to be really good, because finally you're going to be able to move on, and finally this beautiful, beautiful motivation, it's actually going to come through. This is brilliant, because also at the same time someone is about to manifest in your life, as in form of you kind of praising someone, you looking up to someone. Let me tell you something, this is going to be really perfect, because at the same time there is a certain person that is going to enter your life, and that person is somebody who you really think of very highly, somebody who you really like, but it's not only about their spirituality, their spiritual energy, the way they are really nice people, but it's just like that person is also really successful. It's a perfect work-life balance. It's somebody who you really look up to. So that person is going to be absolutely perfect for you to look up to. I mean, I'm not saying that we should follow other people and do something, but when other people are inspiring us, that's absolutely brilliant. When certain people in our lives inspire us to the point like, oh my God, I want to do this, and things like that, you should do it, because almost everything in this life happens for a reason. So when somebody inspires us, and that person is the right person, that person is a positive person, that person is optimistic person, this is also the way the universe is normally trying to tell you to kind of pay attention to that person, because there is something very special going to be there. And this is exactly what is going to happen here. It is beautiful, and it is just at the same time, it is just going to give you like a really big and deep and emotional feeling that you actually have you're going to have at the same time. And that is also going to inspire you in so many different ways, and you're going to start feeling really, really awakened. So if there is anyone who is inspiring you around this time, there is going to be one person in particular who is just going to be absolutely perfect, because there is something very special that you're going to learn through this person about yourself. Okay, an important message is also going to arrive this month, so watch for the important message. An important message that is going to arrive, it's going to be very much so connected to you and to the people that you really, really love, and the people who you are surrounded by or surrounded with. Okay, when it comes to the actual health, this is the month when you're going to have to drink as much water as you can. Try to drink as much water as you can, because you're going to need to flush out some toxins out of the body. Try to avoid like coffee if you can, or at least try to avoid like a sugar, for example, and things like that. And then on another hand, I would highly suggest you to get like an acerola cherry powder, because your immune system is going to be like a little bit not as strong. And when I say that your immune system is not going to be as strong, I'm just saying that they're going to be like a little bit of like a cold and flu, like a symptoms, like, and things like that. So that's why I'm just suggesting you to get like something like a acerola cherry powder. If you can get this organic acerola cherry powder, and if you can drink it through the months, just 1 teaspoon with a little bit of water, and that basically is just going to give it around 1000 milligrams of vitamin C. And vitamin C on one hand is going to help you with rejuvenation, to flush out the toxins, but also it's also going to help you with the cold and flu symptoms, but it does help also with the tiredness, or if you feel like a little bit exhausted. I think that this is going to be great months when it comes to actually you feeling like a really you're feeling like not as tired, basically. You see, this is going to be a great month. But it is going to be quite busy, so you are going to find yourself like being like just a tiny little bit drained by the end of the day, which is like normal, but sometimes it's just going to feel like a little bit more than it is normally. So that's why I'm saying the acerola cherry powder is just fantastic, because you get so much out of it. The fact that you're going to need like an extra vitamin D, I would also like to tell you this. I have seen this before. This is an important something to say. So it's either if you take like a vitamin D like through the sun, or if you can't take it through the sun, then if you can take like a supplement of vitamin D, very important, or eat lots of food that is actually high in vitamin D. If you do take a tablet, it must be natural without any horrible ingredients, and also you need to check with your doctor or check with your GP whether you're going to be able to take these tablets or not, if you're pregnant, breastfeeding, or if you're, as I said, on any other medications. But it's very, very important indeed. Okay, so now going on the first part, going on the first date that we have that is going to be very significant. Now, the 4th of July. Now, the 4th of July is going to be the moment when you're just going to open your eyes and you're just going to have enough. When I say that you're going to have enough, you're going to make like a really powerful decision, like a really important decision when it comes to your personal life, when it comes to your private life. You're gonna have enough of something, and that is going to be like a really strong starting point. But it's gonna feel good, it's gonna feel powerful, it's gonna feel very exciting, because at the same time you're gonna be starting to get and gain lots of confidence in order to start dealing with the problems or with issues in your life, especially those issues and those problems that involve other people around you in your life. The 4th of July is just going to be fantastic, because you're going to have a great determination, an initiative, and a strength, and this is just going to be so good, because it's just also you're going to realize that there is a very important moment about to unfold in your life, but you're just going to have to make a really important decision. A really important decision that you're going to make on the 4th of July is just going to be something that it's going to require a really great responsibility responsibility, and just remember to keep on being creative. Remember to keep on being creative, be open-minded, and be responsible. This is so good because it's just going to very much so reflect on you, and it's very much so going to reflect on your private life, like on your relationships, on the people that you love. For the people that are in relationship, 4th of July, it's also going to be really good because it's most certainly very important harmony that it's going to be happening around that day. The things are going to be very powerful when it comes to relationships, and something is going to happen that is going to have a really positive impact on you and on your partner on this particular day as well. But it's just going to reflect on your relationship because you will want to kind of like take your relationship on a new level, on a different level. Okay, the second important date that I would like to mention to you, it's actually going to be on the 11th of July. Now, the 11th of July is just all about a message that is just going to come towards you. Certain message that you're going to get hold of, whether this is going to be in an email, whether this is going to be like on the phone, whether this is going to be the text message or on some kind of social network. However, there's going to be a tiny little message that is just going to be very much so connected to the last 9 months of your life. Okay, and that message is just going to be very strong, and it is going to be very particular, and it is going to be very spiritual. And I would highly suggest you to get like a lapis lazuli, of course, gorgeous lapis lazuli to wear throughout the months, very important, also known as a stone of an ancient Egypt. And also it just helps you to like kind of like connect to your spirit guides, going to connect your guardian angels, and also more importantly, like when we have a certain messages from our spirit guides and guardian angels, lapis lazuli have the ability to actually help us to get hold of these messages, like find them in the world of spirits, you know, much easier, because sometimes we have so many messages that we are not able to recognize them. So lapis lazuli is going to help you to ground yourself in this particular way. So this is something that I would highly suggest you to wear, and this one comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. And by buying crystals from my channel, of course you're also supporting my channel as well. So this is something that I would highly recommend you. And also, it's just so important to remember that when it comes to the apprenticeship, there is a certain apprenticeship that is going to become very significant on this day, which means that this day is going to be very strong to like keep on applying for the jobs, or I talk to like bosses or something like that. If you would like to a little bit more, if you would like a little bit extra, you know, you can do it on this day, because you will work with this beautiful flow, you will work with this particular flow, and then, you know, it's just it's going to work out for you even better indeed. Okay, what else I was going to say is just also the 11th of July, it's important to remember what I mentioned before, is just keep on being committed to the task at hand. Whatever is given to you on this day, listen, whatever is given to you on this day to do, to make, to create, you know, to work, like even if you have like a private business and things like that, whatever you come across this day, you give 1,000%, give 1,000,000%, give 10 millions%, because this is going to be something very sacred. This is a sacred day when it comes to planting particular little seeds, because whichever seed you plant on this particular day is going to grow in the most beautiful oak tree, like there is no tomorrow. And this is all about a certain accomplishment, and this is all about the actual materialistic things, but it's just all about the things that you wanted to do in a really long time, and you know if you do them, and if you make this, you're just going to be able to chill out after this point. It's absolutely perfect. So 11th of July is a rather fertile day indeed. Okay, the third important date, it's actually going to be on the 27th of July. The 27th of July, you're going to feel like a little bit like you will want to connect with the best people in your life. You will want to reconnect with your friends. You will want to reconnect with your family. You will want to reconnect. You will feel like a little bit nostalgic, but this is a good nostalgia, because this nostalgic feeling, it's also going to take you somewhere. It's going to take you to the certain situation in the past. It's going to take you to the certain person in the past, and that in itself is just going to kind of connect you to the certain image that it's fading. It was a while back, a long time ago, and something that you're going to recognize through that image. And what you're going to recognize is that there's a certain reflection from the past that is just going to give you an amazing, life-changing, absolutely mind-blowing insight when it comes to you, and when it comes to the situation for you with you at the moment. And also on another hand, even more importantly, my babies, even more importantly is that it's actually, you're going to realize through this, you're going to realize a certain little danger. I'm not going to try to make you paranoid or anything like that. Danger, danger, danger. But I have to tell you that, you know, it's just part of our spiritual journey. Our life is not meant to be all perfect or, you know, Barbie perfect, you know. It's just basically, it's like this is going to be the moment when it's going to be really important for you, because you're also going to be recognized there's certain little danger with somebody, through somebody, that could have happened to you, and you will realize this on time. A little hidden, tiny little hidden danger. Through the certain situation and reflection from the past, you will be able to realize the certain danger that is going on now, and that's absolutely brilliant. This is also going to be rather a psychic moment for you. So I've got it's the actual hair of my cat. It's in my mouth. You know, cat's hair this time of the year. Jesus, sorry. Yeah, so basically, yeah, this is it. Basically, it's just so significant, and you will have your psychic moment, and this is something that is just going to be like a quite really powerful day for you. You know. Okay, so now going on the very first part of July 2019. Do you know what? Let me tell you something. You're not gonna like this, but the very first day of July is just not going to be. It's going to be an unusual day. It's going to be a little bit weird day. It's going to be a little bit heavy day, you know, heavish, and it's going to be heavy because it is just going to be the certain disappointment that you will have. You see, the certain little disappointment about the certain situation in your sorry said too much green tea. Yeah, certain situation in your life is just maybe didn't work out the way you wanted to work, and this is just going to kind of become very significant on the 1st of July, very first couple of days of July, but it's a lot to do with you, with your emotions, with your feelings, with your practicality, security, and with you feeling free and happy. So you will know that, you know, after this moment, after this point, you know, it's just basically all about you reorganizing things a little bit, all about you also changing the way you look at things, changing the way you view things. It's also going to change your life. It's very, very important. This is going to be your rebirth moment indeed. It is just all about stepping away from the situation and just look at the things from a slightly different angle. On another hand, it is just an inheritance. I can see the money and inheritance that is going to become very significant here. So if you know that you are having, you're going to have inheritance, that's absolutely brilliant. If you don't, I'm letting you know now. But also, if you haven't got anybody to leave inheritance, if you haven't got if your family is not alive, you know, it is still going to be the certain amount of money that you're going to hear about, but there are other people that are also going to be the part of it. Okay. And now that inheritance or that extra additional money is just going to help you a lot to kind of put certain things to rest. This amount of money, or this is actually going to come in quite handy, because on another hand it's going to bring you wonderful balance, and you are finally going to have the opportunity to abandon the certain part of your life that you don't like anymore, that has slowly came to an end. Okay, it is an overwhelming emotion that you're going to have. You're going to feel really, really happy. You're going to feel really ecstatic, and this is going to happen by the end of the first week of July 2019. An overwhelming emotion, new start, new beginning, your own personal victory. You know, I can see you a little bit cocky, but the cocky is actually quite good, you know, because it's all about your recognition. You know what I said, it's all about your recognition, and it's all about taking that second stage, you know, second step, you know, in your life. The second part of July, it's actually going to be very interesting for you. I quite like it because it's all going to be about connections and reconnections with the best people in your life, like with the people who means to you the most. But also there is a certain adventure that you are going to become a part of, and that adventure you're going to become a part of because it's just going to come out of the blue. It's going to happen out of the blue, a little bit of a wheel of fortune moment, because you're going to find yourself being the part of the situation where you will be very daring, you know, part of the situation where you're going to need to make a really quick decision, but you're going to need to be really daring, and that in itself is just going to become a really little adventure. At the same time, it's going to test you, your confidence, but also at the same time it's going to test your stamina, it's going to test your power, and you're about to learn something about yourself. What you're going to learn about yourself, you're going to like really later on in your life. Oh my God, I don't know how to explain this, but this is going to be just the beginning, and it's going to be one step at a time. which means a little thing is going to happen and it's going to manifest, and later on this is going to be something that is going to be one of the major things that you're actually doing. Talking about July being a life-changing, well, there you go, my gorgeous Cancerini. Okay, now it is all about the generosity and balance when it comes to the actual certain person. You know, there is a synchronicity that is going to kind of become very significant with you and certain person, and this is what you wanted. So if you're worrying about whether there was a lost synchronicity in between somebody who means to you quite a lot, or somebody who means to you whatever, for some reason the synchronicity is about to return. And that is going to be good, because that is just going to reflect on you in a wonderful way. And it looks like, you know, there was a little bit of balance that was affected with you because of that synchronicity. So it means that it's somebody who means to you quite a lot. Also, when it comes to work, career, finances and things like that, there is a competition that is going to be like quite significant here. For those of you that are working, just do your best throughout the month, indeed, especially mid-month, give 1,000,000%. For those of you that are looking for work, keep on applying, but you're going to find yourself being the part of the competition. The other people are going to be around, but you're going to do well. Don't lose hope whatsoever. Do not lose hope. Just keep going. Remember, keep on being committed to the task at hand. It's the key. Okay, so yeah, also there is like a skill, there is something that you are going to find out about yourself as well. There's something that you will want to bring in, there's something that you will want to do. And also for those of you that are, for example, retired, you know, this is an important time because you're still going to be the part of the competition. It's just whatever you do, whatever you're focusing on, just remember, do not lose hope. Just keep going and stay committed to the task at hand. If you're a private business, if you're self-employed and things like that, this is going to be an amazing, absolutely incredibly amazing time. Very busy, very financially rewarding, and very great when it comes to your personal development, because not only you're going to do great, you're going to absolutely have an amazing time, but you're also going to enjoy it. You're going to be learning certain things about you, but there is something in particular that is just going to kind of really stick in your mind, something that you do and you will want to extend this further. So watch this space. But the competition is in competition, you're going to do absolutely great. If you're like a self-employed business, you see, it means that there's going to be lots of you know, you're going to be really busy and going to do absolutely fantastic. Okay, so the last part of July, it's actually going to be very important when it comes to people, when it comes to the group of people, because something is going to happen that you're going to be the part of as a group of people, like a teamwork, and it's going to be brilliant, and that is just going to make you feel so good. And it's also going to be the beginning of something really great, and it's going to bring you the whole new inspiration and potential. You know, there is going to be a little bit of worry that you're going to have about a certain loss, but this in itself is just going to be one step further towards it, and one step further out of the certain situation where you've lost something. Also, on another hand, you will worry. I know that you're going to worry a little bit at the end of July, and the reason why you're going to worry, it's not going to be about work, career or anything like that, but it's also going to be about a certain family member. It looks like you're going to really worry about a certain family member at the end of July, and I can see this, bless you. And what you need to do is just to basically sometimes, sorry, more hair in my mouth, sometimes sorry sometimes, you know, worrying is not good. Worrying is like very difficult emotion. Worry is a very difficult energy. It becomes very heavy, and then very certainly we can realize that worrying is just like making things even worse. Sometimes makes things even worse by worrying, by creating this negative amount of energy that becomes very heavy after a while. So there's no point to worry, because it's a very negative energy. You know, I know it's easy for me to say, but you have got a very strong indication when is the moment to worry. If you're worrying too much, go and escape a little bit. Go away somewhere for a couple of days, somewhere again by the water if you can, would be perfect. If not, just try to kind of take some time out, you know, whether it's in the forest or something like that would be brilliant. But if you could go on mini little holidays, 2 or 3 days, it would be absolutely fantastic, because this is going to help you a lot, especially if you're worrying a lot. This is gonna help you with a certain breakthrough. On another hand, you know, it's all about a certain healing and forgiveness that is going to be very significant and very powerful powerful emotion when it comes to the actual family and a certain family member. On another hand, there is going to be a very good news. By the end of July, it's going to be fantastic news when it comes to your family, when it comes to people around you in general, but especially somebody that you were worrying about, or certain situation that you were really worrying about. You weren't too sure how it's going to develop. It's going to be absolutely fine. On another hand, you will also realize, it is going to leave a little bit of bitter taste in your mouth at the end of July. A slightly powerless situation you're going to deal with. Somebody's going to try to wind you up. Somebody's going to try to shake you up a little bit, and it's like some kind of maybe manager or a boss or somebody who's above you, in a certain way, maybe if you're at the college, university, or if you're retired, it's going to be somebody who you see maybe on a regular basis, somebody who's a part of some kind of spiritual journey when it comes to you, maybe doing certain hobby and things like that. I know you're going to be a little bit tested. I know you're going to be completely powerless in a powerless situation, and that's telling me completely that it's going to be somebody who's some kind of management, or somebody who's some kind of this type of people, and I can see that all you need to do is just keep doing what you're doing, keep going and be very efficient. It's very important to just remember it is a powerless situation. You can't do nothing about it. Just that this is the sign, this is the moment that it's very important for you to know, just to just say to yourself really quickly in your mind, if you think that somebody is challenging you and something like that, you need to really stop this emotion. You need to stop this situation, not by freaking out on them or screaming on them or something. That is absolutely the worst thing to do. You have to rise above the situation by being better, by being nicer, by being smarter, and carnelian. It's absolutely brilliant, carnelian, to wear carnelian, it's absolutely fantastic at this moment in times, when something like this happens, when we are dealing with the difficult people. Carnelian has got a possibility to make our energy much softer, much nicer, much gentler, but also similar to rose quartz, but it's not the same at all, not even similar, but a certain quality about this is similar to rose quartz, because it helps you with the communication, it helps you to soften up the communication, and it helps other people to understand you see, and this is absolutely perfect for this type of situations. This carnelian, it's not only gorgeous, but this comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is is in the description below. And by buying crystals from this channel or things from this channel, you're supporting my this channel as well, of course. Okay, and the link is in the description below. So it is just all about you rising above the situation by not actually responding to it, by not fighting. That's the worst thing you could do, arguing, because you just go down, you go very low to that low vibration. No, baby, no, we don't do this. So what you do, you rise above the situation by snapping really quickly in your mind. You need to have a little start in your mind, if somebody is agitating you, if somebody is irritating you, you just want to explode. You need to kind of get that border in your head. You need to get that line in your head, when you're just about to explode or say something, you just stop it immediately and just say to yourself, no, I'm better than this. I'm going to rise above the situation. I'm going to save my energy. I'm going to save my power. I'm going to save my spirit. I'm going to rise above the situation, and my spirit is going to evolve. This is what you need to say that very, very second if somebody tries to irritate you or agitate you. Otherwise, you're going to be absolutely fine. Okay, so now what am I going to do, my gorgeous Cancerini? I'm going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to connect to those of you that are actually in relationship, and this is for July 2019, my gorgeous Cancerians, and it's for those of you that are actually in relationship. Oops, gosh. Okay, you see, an important time for those of you in relationship, because something from the past also is going to play an important role. Somebody from the past is going to try to get in touch with both of you. Somebody from the past who's playing a really big and important role in your both lives, and also is going to play an important role in your both lives later on. Somebody who's been in your life for a while is about to come through like a friend, like a really good friend, or like a family member, and this is going to be really good for you both, because I think that you are going to benefit from changes. You both need a little bit of changes. You both need to change the scenery a little bit. You both need to do things a little bit different. Maybe you didn't do many changes. Maybe you just were kind of working quite a lot, and maybe you just didn't have enough time time for for both of you, for your relationship. So that's why it's important to explore as much as you can this month for both of you. And also social relationships, when it comes to that person, it's going to be brilliant for both of you, because you're going to end up having certain ideas that you wouldn't normally have. And also it is just your partner is going to do something this month that is absolutely going to surprise you in the best possible way. And the surprise that your partner is going to surprise you in such a way where you're going to think like, oh wow, oh my god, that person is amazing. It's like, I can't believe that they're so artistic. There's some kind of artistic side that your partner is going to show this month, and you're going to really like it in many different ways indeed. And also you see, it's like a little bit of like a hermit moment that you are going to have as a couple, and that's really good, because there is something very special going to happen in between you two. There is something very special going to happen in between you two, and your partner is going to show themselves being very compassionate, very interesting, very intriguing, and also your partner is going to keep on surprising you this month, and you're going to like this. And your partner is going to come with a great idea, another great idea, but this great idea is really going to blow you away, because it's something to do with the spirituality, and you're just not going to believe where this come from. It is very important also for you as a couple to take some time out. This is just so significant and so important. It's very interesting. I've seen this for you at the end of July as well, and now I'm seeing that for those of you that are like a couples, you should really take some time out. You should really take some time away. Do you know why? It could only be a couple of days. Do it. Please do it. It's going to sort lots of problems out. You know how? Because it's going to be highly spiritual times. There is something very, very important going to happen there for both of you, and it's going to take your relationship on a whole new level, whole next level, but it's a lot to do with spirituality and rediscovery and rebirth. Okay? So now I'm going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to connect to those of you Cancerians who are actually single. This is going to be really promising month. This is going to be the month where you're going to be meeting quite a few people actually, and as I said, there are going to be quite a few situations where you're going to be kind of be part of where you're going to be part of the situations, part of the scenery, part of the like certain group of people that you are going to kind of feel maybe even a little bit uncomfortable about, but it's going to be very intriguing, and it's going to be very interesting, and I say uncomfortable about because maybe there will be completely different people and completely different circle of people that you would normally find yourself at, normally you would find yourself with, but there is someone in particular. There is going to be a very sharp day. The whole day is going to be really good. The whole day is going to be really sharp, and it's going to happen right at around the end of July, when you are just going to be in a really adventurous mood. You will want to explore a little bit as well when it comes to your life, but it's nothing to do with love, nothing to do with emotions, but it's just a lot to do with what you do. So there is someone very interesting that you're actually going to meet, and it's just going to be something so bizarre about this person, but not in a bad way. Maybe like a little bit older that you would normally go for, maybe a little bit more mature that you would normally go for. But let me tell you something, that sometimes people show as mature when they're really old spirits. Some of us are really young spirits, and some of us have been traveling for a really, really long time. Some of us are really, really old spirit. So this could be perhaps an old spirit, somebody who's like really young or your age, and somebody who's like acting in an old way, is giving this old energy. When people are old spirits and they keep on returning to the earth, this is the energy they normally have. But also it's just going to be, the bottom line is something is going to be a little bit different with this person. It's just somebody who you wouldn't normally go for, but as the time goes by, this person is going to really be absolutely brilliant for you, and you're going to be more and more inspired with this person. And as the time goes by, you will like this person more and more and more. But this is just the beginning, and it is going to happen one step at a time. Okay. Okay, my gorgeous Cancerians, I love you, my Cancerini. I love you all to bits. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, healing, love, and light to all of you. Okay, my gorgeous Cancerians, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium.